love seeing something like that. And a cover. It's one of my favorite things to see. Yeah, this has been a really fun trip, and I'm really surprised how much you're liking it.
I love it. It's been fantastic. Getting to see a lot of towns.
It's 20 degrees and it's only going up to 23, which is good. It's not going to be too hot. There's no wind and there's not a cloud in the sky.
Beautiful.
Should be a good walk. I love this red ashtray.
Okay. I'll see you on the other side. See you in Tricase.
I'll see you in Tricase.
Okay.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.
Woo! Wow. We left Uggiano La Chiesa. I'm just passing through Maritima, and Chris is going to meet me. It's not going to be too hot today, which is a welcome relief for me. I left my earbuds at the Gallipoli apartment. First time in 30 days I forgot my earbuds. When I walk the Camino de Santiago, I don't listen to anything like music or whatever, but on this trip it was different. I would listen to true crime shows on YouTube and Shirley Valentine, the movie, and also listen to Glenn Ross a lot. I like that movie. So today's gonna be real quiet for me. No distractions. My chapstick, and it's been leaving little white specks on my lips without me knowing it, and I look like a dork. Wind knocked out of my sails the last couple of days. It's hard to be so, excited about whatever it is you're doing while someone's living a life of, quiet desperation. You know what I mean? I think that's what most people are going through who knew our friend. I'm never going to hear his voice again. He had a unique voice, my friend Jack. It was he had a southern drawl sometimes when he kicked in. Sometimes it kicked in pretty thick. But he was a funny guy. He was a character for sure, wasn't he? A lot of these burned out fields, part of it's done on purpose, and in fact probably most of it is done on purpose to get rid of the dry brush, which sometimes I feel like I'm walking in a tinderbox these last couple of days, but it'll grow back. As we get older, the loss of a friend, it becomes more frequent, right? I lost my friend Chi-Chi. It was Christmas Eve, and we did a Camino together in 2019, our first one. And then we got matching tattoos. Let me show you. Right there. Chichi and Anne and I went to Spain to do our first Camino in 2019. We got these wonderful tattoos. Didn't we, Anne? This is the steepest drop that I've seen for a while, and it's covered with straw, which means it's going to be slippery. So I put my phone away. Raul was another one who had a very distinct voice. I hope I never forget what it sounds like. Yesterday after the walk, I went to Demora Museo, our favorite restaurant in Gallipoli. And it should be no surprise that I ordered those kotse again. I've eaten so many mussels. Before we moved to Italy, I did not eat fish of any kind. Okay, lobster, crab, Alaskan king crab, shrimp, but nothing else. And now I'm eating it almost every day because you have to assimilate, right? And down here in southern Italy, they eat fish. So you have to adapt. So I'm adapting. Oh, it sounds like this. It smells like a barbecue. It almost sounds like it's still sizzling. Can't really see the black, can you? Saw 4 pilgrims, 4 walking the opposite way. I think a lot of people who do this particular part of the Francigena del Sud walk it the opposite way. That's why all the signs are pointing in 2 directions, unlike the Camino de Santiago. They're all pointing towards Santiago, but here half of the signs are pointing to Rome, the other half pointing to Santa Maria de Leuca, where we arrive tomorrow. On the bikes. I said, "Are you doing the Camino Salento?" I said, "I'm doing the Via Francigena." And they said it was more or less the same thing. And then he said, "Where did you start?" I said, "Benevento." And he goes, "You are very brave." They don't know I have my own personal Sherpa. One of these trails led me astray, so I'm walking through this black, burned out stuff to get back to the trail. So easily turned around, but there's a lot of bike trails here. This is all burned out. Might have to climb a rock fence over here. Feels like I'm walking on the moon. Boy, 50 feet through that burned out brush. That's all like charred stuff. I had to scale this rock wall. Not I really didn't have a choice about that. And one of the rocks came down and hit me right here. That's how easy it is to get off trail. But honestly, in my own defense, there's a lot of bike trails and bicyclists right here. Whew, my leg's stinging a little bit. Let's make sure we're back on track here. Meters. I could have walked out right here where the rock wall ends, but I wasn't sure. And now I know what it's like to scale one of these little Pulian handmade fences. That smarts a little bit now. It's just a flesh wound. That's all burnt sticks and stuff that I had to walk through. Here comes I had to scale one of these walls, right? You know, they're all over Puglia. So as I'm getting off the wall, a rock just came down and went boom right onto my, what do you call it? Foot, shin. Yeah. Yeah, this is all walking through fire zone. But we're on our way. There's a nice indicator. There's a nice trail. There's a sign that says this way to Liuga. But my app says to go down here. I decided not to take the marker, the clearly marked trail. I decided not to take that. I'm going with my app. So as I was standing there trying to make a decision, a huge black wasp turned and started buzzing towards me, and I freaked out and lost my footing, and for the first time in 4 Caminos fell right on my tush. Thankfully no one was around, and it was all straw, so relatively soft, but here we are. I think Chris is right over there in that town. That's Tricase. I think she's right over there waiting. Look at this house behind me. Waited till I was right up there, didn't you? He waited till I was right on him. That dog waited till I was about 6 inches from his face. Talk about stinker. Oh my God. I think I see my peanut. And she thinks I'm coming from the other way. She's looking opposite my direction. Let's sneak up on her. I gotta sneak up on her. What you looking for?
In 20 meters, arrive at Prestogny.
Looking for?
You!
What you looking for?
I was looking for you went the wrong way. Robin just got back and we found a Martinucci's and we're going to have lunch. I'm going to have a vegetable sandwich and she's going to have, looks like a caprese sandwich. Anyway, these are her feet and she's got a story to tell about.
I I got off trail and I did film some of this, and I was about 50 yards off trail, and the only way to get back to the trail was to go through this already burned field. Yeah. And what was sticking up was crispy, crunchy twigs, and that I had to, that's why my legs are so black. They were burnt charcoal twigs. And then I saw the wall and traversed the wall, and there you go. The rest is history. You saw my flesh wound.